the want to for me. It's like
the want to.
It's like, all right, is Chet one of those guys that's gonna give me more than 15 and 10? He gonna just bump it up every year. Like I'm not staying.
Let's talk about
contract and winning, being successful, and
what usually happens after that? Take that motherfucking foot off the gas.
Yeah, but they're too young for that.
They're too young for that.
They're too young.
So let's talk Chet drafted.
250?
Yeah,
they're too young.
These
niggas don't care about no money.
250?
These niggas don't care about money, man.
They in the basement chilling.
They don't care about money. They don't.
Chilling.
These kids don't even have the habits that we had.
But I'm saying, there's no motivation.
Hey, I'm about to throw it straight real quick. It's not gonna be no Eric Dampier situation, bro. Like. Just turn it on when the motherfucking money's up. Like, it's just.
And then you see how that happened.
No, that was all of.
I'm saying
that was the whole era. Just, it's contract year.
Contract year.
Cut it up.
That's what it is. People used to use Demp as an example. Like this. Yeah, he was the example.
There were some guys in LA too. You see him at the sand dunes, like, oh, contract.
Yeah, like contract year. You seen him out there in 3 years. That fourth summer going into it. Let me hey, come in that motherfucker. 4.5% body fat, like what you been doing?
Trying to get this money.
So that's what I said. But like most of these kids within the last couple of years, man, those rookie contracts is life changing now. They making 50, 60 million on their first contract. So the money that they're seeing that early, right? This contract is just $250. I just put it with the rest of that shit. like LaMelo signed what 23, then 100. So he had the 100 already. Like this next one, just throw that shit just in the. Hey, tell Pop, hey, go through that, man. Just make sure all that shit's there. Like there's.
Make sure it's correct.
Yeah.
Hey, go weigh that.
Like a little bit missing.
You know what I mean? Like it's they're getting life changing money as soon as they get drafted now. That's what I'm saying. The last pick in the draft in the first round is getting what he got as a first pick.
But think about
the second round is getting this second round pick's getting $12 million.
But that's the problem.
Guaranteed.
This is the problem though. Remember when you was looking at your shit second round, you was like, man, I ain't had no bread. I had to save this shit.
Yeah.
And you looking down the line like, man, when I get the bread that I want and I could be able to do shit that's not this. But that grind kept you in the gym like, nah, I can't go do that because I ain't got that. I ain't got it like that. I'm really got to save my shit so I can go get it like that. Then once I get it, I can't take my foot off the gas because I've already achieved that goal. That's what I'm saying with Chet.
With a grinder who don't have the money, they're only trying to get the money. So when they get it, they're like,
take their foot off the gas.
So they grew up in the house. They grew up in the house. They growing up with money. It ain't moving them.
But that's what I'm saying. The whole ambition, the motivation for not having it. You gotta get it. You gotta go get it. You gotta go get it.
But that ain't for them.
But the contract is the contract is.
That's
not the money. We're not saying
that's for the kid that went to Philly.
Look, this one, not the money.
The VJ kid.
But the contract, like, yo, I got a contract for woo. But look, we've already had money. Like, that's not moving me. So what is moving me?
The game. Go ask him. Go have a conversation with VJ and go have a conversation with Cooper Flag. Guarantee that conversation is way different.
In comparison,
DJ, no electricity for
He had a generator growing up. Like it was no lights in the house, so it's a different conversation.
VJ versus
yeah, he's coming from the Bahamas.
Cooper Flag.
Right.
Go have the motivation for him is
this money,
and I'm gonna keep my foot. It ain't gonna never be released. Cooper Flag, it ain't gonna never be released because I'm just good at basketball and I want to keep getting better.
Yeah, one is like that's what I'm saying. So if we had to say
one is motivated by both, one is motivated just by the sport.
But if we had to pick which one is going to take his foot off the gas, it'd be more likely a VJ would, because everything that he prided himself on, he got it right here. So now I can go pay my mom's house and this, and we don't got to live there no more. So now I can just go out there and play whatever. Cool. One is coming in already done. The money's already gave it to him. So he's just playing basketball.
The first reward is actually getting drafted when you don't have nothing.
If you don't have nothing.
It ain't the big contract.
No.
It's the fact that the goal was to get here.
Yeah.
Right? The money is the second tier because we still have to work for that money.
Well, you ain't got to work for that one.
Yeah, we do. After the rookie contract?
Well, the rookie contract, you don't.
What you mean?
You ain't got to work for it.
No, that's already given to you.
It's guaranteed.
When you came into the league, when you got drafted, that rookie deal is yours.
I get drafted, right?
Yep.
I'm not talking about the big money. This is our.
I got
this is a part of.
I got
this is,
3 years.
But I have to work to get my big money.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm saying.
That's what we did before. $60 million is big money now.
That's what I'm saying. So the grind to go get that big money is not there no more.
To who?
To the grind, to the motherfuckers who would appreciate it. Once I get this deal, I got $250. Man, the grind meant so much for me.
So guess what? The next one.
That I gotta keep grinding because now it's not about the money, it's about the winning now.
Yeah. So and if
It's about the winning now.
So now the next one's gonna be 252.
But I just won though.
But and I get.
That's what I'm saying. For him, he just won
And
and he got paid.
And guess what? All I gotta do is continue.
What-
All I
what
gotta
do
do is
we-
have 15 and 8.
But that's what I'm saying.
These young guys don't have the. It's like
No,
what are they?
you're asking a question that the data's already shown. Like, Curry didn't grow up poor. We see what his legacy was, right? Because money has no impact on him. The legacy does, right? So he's not, money it doesn't even matter to him. So it's just basketball, right? So you're talking about Klay Thompson, right? You're talking about all the NBA kids who do. You're talking about even Jalen Williams, right? It's basketball now for him. So either you love basketball or you don't want to be in the situation you were before. So old school basketball is the Jimmy Butler stories. I was homeless, I grew up poor, this and this. So when I get to the NBA, this is why I'm doing it. Yeah, that was one road. Now there's another road that nobody's been paying attention to. That's love. These young kids who are playing basketball that have money, they love this game.
And they grew up with trainers.
They
Perfect
grew up with
example
trainers, and I'm coming here 2 times, 3 times a day.
LeBron is a perfect example.
Kid from Akron. That's what he said,
Didn't
right?
have nothing.
Kid from Akron.
Kid from Akron. He did it the way he did it. Never
Single
took
mother household.
never took his foot off the gas. Never was complacent with $100 million my rookie year.
Yeah, it ain't enough.
Cool.
It ain't enough.
That's what I'm saying we've seen that happen more often. Take the gas for a guy like LeBron. Never was like, yo, I'm not doing that. So he's saying that the new generation, they not thinking about the money.
Because
And I'm
they
saying,
ain't
but
growing up with
that
the
example of Bron was,
A lot of them not growing up with the hardships that LeBron grew up with, the kid VJ grew up with, I grew up with. A lot of them, they ain't growing up with that being homeless and not having lights. And
so that means I never had to put my foot on the gas.
Exactly.
No, my foot.
That's my
What's
thing.
that? But-
I never had. You never had to.
But
put,
No,
It's a different lane. So so we're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
but he's not looking at the other
but
lane.
so-
Like
so-
I got these kids
so
got
they-
electric cars now.
They got electric, like they in the
I know that
HOV lane.
privilege. They're acting from a place of privilege where
But they got-
whether
so they
or
got
not
access-
this is important or not,
they got access
they can just be like, man, we got bread.
They got access
Yeah,
to
so
trainers.
the fact that they got
access
bread
to
already,
trainers.
but they putting in the same hours or more is because they actually love the game.
Yeah, it ain't.
But they can
this
stop.
gri-
They can
this
stop
gri-
at any point and not have to worry about taking care of nobody.
Yeah, but
they can literally just be like,
Yeah.
I'll go game.
But
Yeah,
the fact
because
that
But the other guys like VJ,
Yeah.
I can't let up.
But who's winning the war?
So look at Giannis.
If the war
the way
between-
Giannis plays the game of basketball,
Sharing shoes.
right? You knew something was going on. You ain't have to. I watched him play the first time. Like,
I want it.
no. I'm playing to get away from something.
Yeah,
I want
right.
it. I need this.
I'm playing to get away from something.
I need it.
LeBron, you can tell the way he play. I'm playing to get away from something. Certain guys, listen, I'm playing to get away from something. I'm playing. There's something more out here, and I'm trying to get to it because this ain't it, right? Where this ain't it. So, them other kids these kids are skilled, but it ain't that. You knew the guy. You look at NBA, you can tell who grew up. You can look at this NBA right now and other places. You can tell the kids that grew up without.
Hungry, the nigga
Listen,
hungry.
You can tell. From the you can tell the kids that grew up without. Go watch the college. You can tell the kids that grew up without.
Yep.
It's a different drive and the way you approach this, right? I can only go on me. My college coach told people, listen, I haven't seen that type of veracity out of an 18-year-old kid in a long time. I'm playing to get away from something. Right? I'm playing to get the fuck out of Oak Cliff, bruh. A lot of dudes, it's that. right? So, but a lot of
So that veracity that you have
but it's the
doesn't
same-
exist anymore. So we're having less of that and more
look
of
at the way
it's just okay for me to not go get 10 boards
So we all-
because you already gave me
All right.
250.
So,
Okay,
so
so
we're
look,
talking to so
hold on.
That's the
I'll
AD
give you a prime example.
We
Right?
gave AD that money with the Lakers, right? It was like, well, we gave him this based on what he did prior to.
Yeah.
So he got this based on his prior shit. So he don't have to do shit this year for us. We thank you for your service.
You're looking at it wrong. Like love, that's what I'm saying. It's hunger and love. Those are two different roads. No one's ever paid attention to the love of the game. Michael Jordan wasn't poor. He didn't come from the slums. That's the GOAT. He didn't come from hardship, slums.
got cut.
Kobe Bryant didn't
That
come
was
from
his.
slums.
His
what
got
I'm
came
saying
from,
is
he got
they
cut.
didn't.
He
They
got
wasn't
traumatized.
running from nothing.
But it was trauma that
What I'm
they
saying-
were
no.
fueled from trauma.
Now, see, now you're changing
Kobe
it.
and
You're
Mike.
changing it. Trauma comes with anyone. You can be rich or poor. Trauma.
Yeah, we're not- like, we're talking-
love.
not
Like
trauma.
Kobe
But we're talking
loved
about
this.
going through something.
No. Everyone goes through something. at
Everybody
some
goes
point.
through something.
So that's what I'm saying. Then you talking about these young kids are not going through shit,
You don't know what
and
they're
they're not doing anything.
No,
You don't-
So just
No,
like,
we're talking
so let me
about,
give you a
right?
prime
Listen,
example. Let me give you a prime example. You watch
going
KJ
on with
play,
the
right?
TVs on. Like our top 5 players in the NBA top 10. Did they come from hardship? Was Shaq coming? Was he poor? Army dad. Then Magic Johnson, was he poor? Tim Duncan, was he poor? Right? Larry Bird, was these poor men? So that means if they wasn't poor, struggling, getting out of the projects, that means something else was pushing them to be great. The love of this game.
Yeah.
I love this shit. Kyrie, I love this shit. Steph Curry, I love it. That's a different thing that no one's ever studied.
No,
Jalen Brown, he ain't poor.
What comes with I love this
He
shit?
ain't poor.
Fame, ego, entitlement,
No, it don't cover.
prima donna shit. That's I'm not discrediting anything what
No,
you said
no.
because you was cooking. But I'm looking at the other side. Why would you take your foot off the gas if you ain't
It's
never
natural
had
instinct.
if you ain't never had to put your
human
foot?
nature.
So it's two sides of it. Like you said, the veracity of an Oak Cliff nigga coming through.
Yeah, it's
I
human
ain't
nature.
never had nothing. I need
It's
this.
human nature.
But then there's a nigga from Bel Air who, you know, his fucking nanny and them was a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point is he gonna really appreciate like, hey man, they just gave you, he's like, nah, I'll just be in the gym, man. I'm
like
just
the hoop.
in here. You
I just love the game of
in here.
basketball.
So when we go up against each other, there's a difference.
Yeah, I'ma let
so
you
that
know.
difference is what I'm saying with Chet.
Yeah.
Like, don't let that 15 and 10, that 15 and 8, that money stop you.
It's not. He's just gonna.
Because I don't know his background. I don't know if he's one of them rich kids, but I
he's
know
just gonna
that
continue to pass.
He grew up
right?
in Minnesota, likes
you
Jamaican
gotta go
football.
up. You gotta go up from
Like
here.
he gonna go. Like he gonna continue the path that he's on because he loves the game of basketball. He just want to continue to get better, and they seeing the fruits of getting better. They winning, commercials, all that. So it's gonna continue to get better. That's all it is.
Quickly, Larry Bird did grow up poor. Just wanted to producer wanted to let you know he was a broke
one
boy.
of the top 10.
But he was a broke boy growing up. But looking at Chet, this
I
is the
ain't
last
never
question.
been to French Lick. I'm pretty sure it ain't much in French Lick, Indiana.
It ain't
I'm just
nothing
saying,
but
like,
nothing in
but
French
nobody-
lick.
Walker Lick.
Nobody
But
really
some
looks-
white chicks.
Nobody really looks at
That's the only
upbringing.
thing out
Just-
there.
We just know that story, like Tom Brady. Was he poor?
Don't know.
No, had a good family up.
Okay. Was Patrick Mahomes poor?
No, dad played in MLB.
Okay, not Barry Bonds, but was
Gilbert.
Griffey?
Yeah.
Dad played in the MLB as well.
So that means if they're going out there putting the same 10 hours in, it has nothing to do with money, right? So you can't knock them off with the bag, right? The easiest person to knock off the bag is the person who never had it. As soon as they get it, I'm good now. That happens more.
That happens a lot.
That happens more than I don't have. I came from the hood and I
listing
got
all
my
of the
deal,
guys.
and I'm like, good, I'm good.
But that's like listening to all of the other guys who are not those guys who were sons
So why did
and
the
other
NFL niggas walk
sons
away?
of other players that didn't pan out because they did let their foot off the.
But they never fool. No,
Okay, Austin,
So why do you think a lot of NFL
Doc
niggas
Rivers,
walk away when they can still
There's a
walk?
bunch of
He let his foot off the gas?
whoever,
No, you talking
whatever.
about let his foot off the gas. Meaning
He got money. He got his money, and then he was just like, "Yo, chill." I'm not saying. I'm just saying a name. So it's like there's other situations where it's not just the Steph Currys and the Klay Thompsons where they all go here. It's like there's some situations where guys got the bread and they was already entitled and they just walked away with the bread.
You want to go?
That's what I'm
dudes
saying.
In
Like,
NFL,
niggas
go
do
ask a
that.
lot of NFL dudes.
They do that. So a lot of niggas get money and get more money in their mouth.
Listen, they didn't got their
like,
bread.
that already
A lot of guys.
I've never.
NFL dudes like got their bread. They won big and like, hey man, I'm good.
I'm good. I can feed my family.
I can feed my family. And listen, I can walk away on my own too.
I've seen
and I'm
it.
still
And I
lucid.
can walk away.
And I'm still lucid mentally. Hey,
Andrew Luck,
right?
Huh?
Aaron Donald. I mean, you see.
Aaron Donald,
Just
Megatron.
Were they poor?
Shit.
I'm just
don't
saying,
know.
but
Just
got the
but
bread.
guys
though.
that got.
No, I mean,
I'm
but
saying,
was
those are megastars. I'm just talking about.
He's just talking about just regular people.
Dudes that was in the trenches, dudes that came from nothing, got their deal. Here you go, played another couple years and was like, hey man,
I'm good.
Moved to Rancho Cucamonga.
yeah, and that's just like it's just.
Like, look at the ball boys.
So just
Well,
They
So
grew up
only-
good.
so.
And they're still out here. Shit,
Just
going
look
through
at
knee
KJ, bro.
surgeries.
Just look at KJ. Just
Like
look
how
at
many
KJ.
times he could have quit? Think about it. They already have their money. The whole family set as a group.
It's
One's
legacy.
going through
It's
6
legacy.
surgeries like shit.
But you still fighting legacy and
See,
prophecy.
now, you're
It's
changing
prophecy.
it again.
No,
You're
it's
saying
just what it
You're
is.
saying people who are rich are quitting.
No, I'm not saying. Who ever said that?
You
The
said-
fuck is you talking about?
You just said you done seen a whole bunch of people quit that was privileged.
That they took their foot off the gas,
And I'm
bro.
saying
That's not
who?
saying quit.
Like I'm
You just changed it. Why did you just do that?
I'm naming everybody.
I
who
never
hasn't.
said quit.
Look,
What are you talking about,
Ronnie
bro?
James don't have to play, right? That nigga works out every single day more than everybody.
He can literally take
He
his
can
foot
literally,
off the gas
but
if
he
he wants
hasn't.
to.
You're saying
we don't know yet. We don't know what he's done yet. He's still going forward. He can get his big contract, and then next thing you know, production drops. What are we gonna say? He's having a slump, or are we gonna say, shit, he don't have to really show up? Shit, he's LeBron James' son.
But that's it. You're trying to make something
But what's
that's
next,
not
man?
here
We can go to
yet.
something next,
like
man.
we're saying a dude who had a heart attack almost died.
No, we don't want to go there.
No,
we don't go
we
that
wanted to-
far.
because
God
you're saying
damn,
he's a
bro.
privileged kid who had 20-something million coming
Damn, I didn't
before
wanna
he
move
came
all the
into
way
the
over
NBA.
there, bro.
Before he came into the NBA, he had a heart thing. The first thing he says, I want to watch tape and play basketball. He's at the gym from 8 in the morning to 2. Is money thriving his kid, or is it love of the game? That's cool. So I don't have to fuck
play.
what I'm saying.
He don't have to play.
But he is.
He don't have
So,
to. If he
but
don't
again,
play, he still gets to live in $1 million house. But if the other kid don't play, he gotta go back to the hood and sell dope.
so-
That's the difference.
But listen to what you're saying. The guy who has the money is working his ass off
not
still
saying that he
for
wasn't.
more money. So
I'm not
there's
saying
no
he
money
not.
that's gonna make him take the foot off the gas.
Yes, there is. It could be anything, because you say he never had to put his foot on the gas. He already had gas.
So
he already got all the gas.
So
He don't
if-
have to do this.
So what is more likely? If I have the money and I'm working out 8 hours a day, and you're chasing the money and you're working 8 hours a day, when the next bag comes, who is less likely to quit? You. Because you're working hard for that bread. I'm working out because this is what I like to do.
It's a hobby.
So that's why.
So it's a hobby.
So that's why somebody like
So
LeBron.
it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So listen to how we talking about the game.
It's a hobby.
You treating the game like a hobby.
Yeah.
I'm treating this for survival.
Yeah.
That's
Again.
the difference, bro. That's why all I'm.
So guess what?
So all
Oh my
my
God.
reference.
Say
So
it
my
for him. Say it
reference.
for
So
him. Say it.
listen to my reference.
Say it again. You're trying to survive.
I said, don't take your foot off the gas, Chet. We done moved.
So guess
the
what?
whole conversation went from anything that we're talking about now to just don't take your foot off the gas.
So guess what basketball has become? Basketball is the new golf. Right? And tennis. In order to be good at those sports, what do you need?
Money.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard that. In
Money.
order to be good at golf and to be good at tennis, it takes money.
Really?
Yes.
How much?
Today.
It always has. No.
Tennis, like $1 million.
Tennis
billion?
and
much?
tennis and golf as a
Child?
to put your child in these sports to become anything, it costs money to play tennis and golf. Shit ain't free. You can go play basketball. When we were younger, you can go play basketball for free. Now, you still can't. But now so you need, in order to be good at golf, you need a coach and a trainer and all that shit. You need to buy clubs. You need to buy all that shit. Tennis, you can't use the same tennis racket. Balls, coaches, all that shit costs money. Basketball has become that. It costs money. how many trainers are out here now for the game? Our game that we grew up playing for free, that we had to go learn how to do these drills. We did it for free, right? These dudes getting paid for that shit now.
Very well.
So on the hour, whole academies just for basketball, right? IMG started as a tennis academy. You know what I'm saying? Strictly tennis. You know how much money it costs to go to that motherfucker?
I'm very aware.
So I'm saying, but you know how much money, so people from the hood, it costs money to do that shit. Basketball has become that. So those same kids that has money that's paying for these trainers are Chets, the Cooper Flags, all of these kids that's coming up now. The NBA kids that grew up with money, the NFL kids that grow up with money, they paying for these trainers now, and they getting the knowledge of being in the household. So now they don't have to have that, right? So it's a hobby. To the point I was making, it's a hobby.
And that's what
They're really good at the
One
hobby.
is survival.
Bo Jackson played in the NFL as a hobby.
One is survival, one is a hobby. You gotta look at that. You're doing this just to survive.
It was my job.
Once you get enough food, then that means you're done. This is my hobby, means I'm gonna do this shit all day, every
So you know what
day.
kept me on? I'm saying, you know what kept me on my square?
Like right now.
You know what kept me on my square, Shad?
That's actually survived.
Shad, you know what kept me on my
survive.
So you can't say
So you
what
can't
you
even
just said. You can't say what you just said because the survival never stops, bro.
It does.
So you know
No,
what
it
kept me on
doesn't.
my square?
It does.
No, it doesn't.
You're
No, it doesn't. You can't say it does if you never had to be there, bro. So don't say that.
I worked out
No. You came up privileged, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is not this.
You
this
worked
is
out.
where-
Did
this
you
is
work?
where-
Did you work out
Oh
more
my
than me?
God. Oh
Did
my
you work
God.
out more than me?
Oh
No.
my God.
Did you like?
Oh my
Well,
God.
Like, how about this?
So you refuse to even stand down in a conversation that you're not even.
I asked you
you
a
haven't
question.
even lived.
You came from the slums? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Did you work out more than me?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. Yes.
if I call you
in
a co-
high school, I worked out more than your whole NBA career, nigga.
Is that a fact? Can you-
Yes.
can you prove that?
Yes.
Give me your high school coach's
What the fuck
number.
is you talking about,
your
bro?
high school-
I'm a prodigy. I had to.
Give me your high school coach's
What
number.
you talking about,
Give me
man?
your high school
Stop playing
coach's
with me,
no,
man.
no, I don't want that. Give me your. I want to
Man,
prove
go
this.
find it. You find everything else.
Give me okay. I'll give
Go
me your high
find
school.
it. Go research that shit. And find it and talk to them and
So
come
you're-
back to me.
So
Tell the world how hard I worked when I was in high school.
So I can ask your high school coach. I can ask one
All
of
of
your
them.
I can ask your teammates in college.
Anybody, ask them.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Because you don't know.
No, I'm just
Because you
saying.
don't know, right?
No, but you said you
Because
worked.
you don't know, right?
No, I asked you a question.
Because you don't know, right?
No, yes, I don't know.
Okay.
So I asked you a
So
question.
you need to know, because I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to let you know, but you don't want to listen.
No, you're saying you worked harder than me. So the only way we can prove we worked harder
Is
is
if
if I ask you a question.
somebody tell you other than me?
Because,
Motherfucker,
yes, I got to
that
ask your
shit is
coach.
weird.
Because then it becomes our
Shit is
opinion.
weird, but I got to listen to you tell me.
I didn't say I worked harder. I just asked you a
just
question.
said
Yes,
it.
you did.
I just
You
said
did.
it.
He
Yes,
said,
you
"Wait,
did.
listen to
Yes, you did.
No, I said, did you work harder
And
than
he
me?
said yes.
And he said
And
yes.
you said no.
And I said no. So that's our
So y'all-
opinion. So the only way we figured out
Don't do
is
it, Kenyon.
if we ask.
Don't do it,
But
Kenyon.
both of y'all, so this is my thing.
So that's what I said. We both have our opinions.
But
So
it's
now
subjective,
the only
though.
way to do it
But
is
no,
we
but other-
ask somebody.
But it don't matter though. But it's still subjective.
No.
Because no matter what nobody say, Gil, you still gonna think you worked the hardest.
No. What I'm saying is
And he
we
still
both
don't think he worked the
No,
hardest.
I say is we can ask your coach. Your coach will say how
But-
many hours did he put in a day. His
But you're
coach
not
will
gonna
give an
concede
answer.
that though.
And then
But
I
you're
can
not
say-
gonna concede that.
No, I can. If his coach said he worked out 6 hours a day, and I worked out 5, I have 5. You
But-
have 6, you win.
But that's the way. So who worked harder? That's longer.
Rashad has actually left to go
Longer
work
and
out
hard
right now.
is two separate things.
But what I'm saying is,
He's actually just going to work out right now.
mine is a back. You there's data.
Okay, I got you, but I'm just saying, but it's still subjective.
No,
though.
it's not subjective if there's proof. If there's data proof.
There's no proof.
Yes, there's your coaches this is the hardest working player I ever had.
Okay, that's his
data.
opinion.
That's that you have teammates that say, hey, I worked out with Kobe, Tim Duncan, Gilbert,
Ooh, but
Gilbert
that
is too. Like there's data that shows. There's articles, gym rat, he won't leave the gym. He slept in the gym. I have that.
Okay, but when y'all
that's
did
my
that,
background.
so y'all worked out that long, right?
No,
I
but
worked out for 2.5 hours, and I think I worked out harder than y'all
I
as
get
well.
that. But that wasn't
So,
the problem. Because that wasn't the
Rashad
problem.
has returned from his workout.
But the argument, this is not even the argument. The thing is what we're talking about is this.
I'm listening.
Is he says hunger, right?
Yes.
Stays hungry. And Sometimes.
Yes.
And I'm saying the person who uses it as a hobby.
Never said
this is
that.
new. You did.
Survival.
Survival.
Okay.
And then I'm
Whatever
saying
words it's
You never leave survival mode.
one is a hobby.
Some people do.
Yes, you do. One is a hobby.
Some, not all.
One is a hobby.
Yes, I see.
Meaning that this person just does it for fucking fun. He just loves waking up.
And he's really good at it.
And he's really good at it.
Like I said, Bo Jackson played in NFL as a hobby.
Yeah, so now you have both people in there. First you just had hunger, now the hobby's in here, and we're trying to see who takes their foot off the gas more.
Yes.
And I'm saying which one is more likely? It seems like the person who's doing it for survival, because once they stop survival, once I get 250, I'm not in survival mode anymore.
Hey, what did Michael Jordan do after the third championship?
Yeah, he walked away, but I'm just.
But he didn't walk away on purpose. That was
So, Gil, so it could be, so I hear both sides. So I'm taking myself, so I hear both sides, right? And I think there's equal opportunity for both to do. Like once you reach a certain level of success, no matter if you had to work for it or not, or whether you grew up in the slums or you didn't. When you reached a certain level for some people, yeah, they go, cool, I'm good, right? I got my money. I can just continue to average motherfucking 15, or I could, whatever the case, whatever I'm saying. Cool, some people good with that. Then you have the other side of that.
Yo, what's wrong with you?
You have the LeBron that grew up from nothing, but I reached this, and it ain't good enough.
And it ain't good enough, yes.
It ain't good enough. Whatever this level, it ain't good enough. So there's both sides of it. So we've seen both sides of it.
We're seeing both right now.
We've seen both, and we've seen both. Right? It's past tense and present. In real time. So it all depends on the person. Ultimately, whether you worked hard, you didn't, whether it was privilege, whether you got to it the easy way, the hard way, out the mud, or somebody fucking handed it to you. It depends on that person.
And that's what goes
And
back to what I
it is how you reference what it is you do daily, whether you going, listen, I'm finna go work out, or I'm finna go to work, or I'm finna go play, or I'm finna go have food. However you want to reference it to get you going, that's on you. Whatever drives you. What I used to say, and my mother used to always tell me, I love how he says that. I'm about to go to work. Shooting practice, I'm going to work. I'm about to go to work. My games, I'm going to work. I wasn't going to play. It's a game, but I'm treating that, I got to put food on the table. I'm going to work. So this shit personal, right? And I never let off of that because for me, it was personal. I can't, other dudes that I played with, you could tell, like, yeah, it don't mean as much, right? I played 15 years. I wasn't the most skilled, couldn't shoot the best, couldn't dribble the best, couldn't do that shit, but it fucking meant something. Because I treated it as my fucking job, right? Everybody ain't gonna have that approach. Some people, as we stated on this show, it's gonna be a fucking hobby for them. They grew up with money, they had a trainer, they good at it, they got really good at it. Their mom was 6'2", their dad is 6'7", now they grew up to be fucking 6'11", and they got the means to go fucking be a really good basketball player. He was just the #1 pick in the draft. So you have these different things, but it's just different households, and how you grew up is what you built on and what you become. Or if the money motivates you or not, right? Some people it do, some people it don't.
So that goes back to
Absolutely.
Don't take your foot off the gas.
I don't know, Chet, but
Absolutely.
He's not going to take his foot off the gas.
Take his foot off the gas, young fella.
Before we move on,
Hypotheticals.
we asked the chat, is it obvious? 75% of the chat said yeah.
Huh?
75% of the chat said.
Say the what? Say what?
We asked the chat, is it obvious?
If it's always obvious.
75% of the chat.
It's usually
But
like
let's move on.
81%.
So looking at this chat situation, Jalen Williams situation going on with the Thunder.